we take you to New York State to drive the new 7 Series from BMW. And it's the winners of our Volvo contest. All of us are driving the new XC90. Four wheels or two, if you like him, we've got him. That's the car and bike show here on the NDTV network. Thank you for joining us. I'm Siddharth Vinayak Patankar. We will start the program this week with a car you've got a glimpse of. It's one that I've been promising you details on for some weeks now, but you of course saw it on the program a few weeks ago as well. It's the flagship from BMW, the 6th generation of the 7 Series. Now that car is loaded with all kinds of goodies and it drives exceedingly well. Here's the review. It is the epitome of automobile engineering, design and technology from the BMW group, and perhaps it always will be. The 7 Series is the flagship sedan for the Bavarian brand, and with every new generation, it acquires more credentials than before. It's no surprise, therefore, to find the latest 6th generation car is truly at the top of its game. And unlike the past 2 generations, BMW is also making a definite style statement with the new car's design too. BMW designers have taken the aggressive and bold face of the last 5th generation 7 Series and made it even more aggressive and even more in your face. I actually kind of like that, and I'll tell you why in just a second, but what you get on it is this really large kidney grille and a very different kind of a headlamp, though instantly you know it's a BMW, but the twin rings are no longer full circles. They've been unwound just a little bit, especially the inner one, which now extends out into the grille. So completely different daytime running signature, and until the rest of the model lineup starts to follow this design language, for a while, when you see one coming down the road, you're going to know it's a 7 Series. Why do I think this is a good idea? Because every other car in this segment is trying to be really pretty. The Jaguar XJ, of course the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, and even the Audi A8. This car is not trying to be pretty, it's trying to be aggressive, bold and really sporty looking. I think that unlike the last generation, this one has gone the whole way on that. Yes, the car looks very dominating and impressive, implying its class, its size and its power through its design. And yes, some of the gimmicks also seem to work. Now when I saw the first early pictures and videos of this car, I thought this chrome element along the side, almost like a hockey stick, was exaggerated and too gimmicky. Seeing it in person now, I think it kind of adds to the dynamism of the design, and I don't really mind it. And you can also opt for it in piano black finish on the sport package. It also breaks the monotony of the large metal expanse along the side, especially on the long wheelbase version. Now, a lot of these sedans, especially the long wheelbase versions, tend to look a little large and really stretched. I think this time around the work on the metal here on the sides, and especially this coupe roofline, has been sort of brought in intelligently enough so that it gives the car an agile impression with a fair amount of muscle and takes away from the fact that you've got such a large and such a long rear door. This particular element, I think, helps that, because unlike all other cars where usually you have this element getting cut by a shut line of the door, here you can see the door actually extends all the way back and it's one piece of chrome. I think that's a really nice detail. It makes the car look more high-end as well and just kind of takes away from that large stretched look. So kudos to BMW design on that one. Here in the United States, BMW will sell the car only in its long wheelbase avatar, but the badging will not indicate that with the use of an L. In India though, the car would carry the L, meaning the car I have would have been the 750 Li. We will be getting the 730 LD and the 750 Li, by the way, with the diesel being made at the BMW plant in Chennai, and the car launches in 2016. BMW says that the engines will be updated versions of what the 7 Series currently has in India, with increased torque and higher fuel efficiency. The massive 445 bhp 4.4-litre V8 engine on the 750i is clearly the beast in the pack though, and its enhanced power and torque are immediately apparent. What helps that is the 130 kg drop in weight when compared to the last generation car. This has been achieved in various ways, most significant of which is the new carbon core, as BMW likes to call it. The learnings from the recent BMW M cars and even the BMW i models have gone into the frame of the new 7, making it lighter and stiffer. The car's frame now uses aluminium, steel and of course carbon fiber. The thing with the car though is how effortless the drive is. The dynamic damper control affords you a superb ride quality, with road undulations and minor bumps being swallowed up without even a tremor coming through. The car handles like a dream, and here you do get a sense that this isn't the long wheelbase when it actually is. The car takes sharp turns and high-speed lane shifts with ease and gives you the sense that you're driving a sportier, more taut car. Active Comfort Drive with road preview functionality is also a new feature. This uses a camera up front that literally scans the upcoming road surface ahead of the car and changes damper settings to give you a smoother ride. In fact, the car can take over a lot of the functions, giving you partial autonomous driving modes that keep you in your lane, for instance. The car can also park itself and can be taken in and out of a garage by using the key as a remote control. That's pretty crazy, right? Put it in sport mode and it gets to being nearly as fast as an M5, by the way. The car's character changes dramatically and it becomes even more eager to perform. This is where you almost forget you're driving a sedan that's 5.2 meters long. The car's head-up display is 76% larger now, with more colors. The car also has special flaps that allow the kidney grille to remain shut for greater aerodynamics, but they can open automatically or close depending on engine cooling requirements. Now let's talk about some of the car's brand new industry-first features. Gesture control allows you to make hand signals that the car's iDrive LED system recognizes. There are 4 preloaded gestures for specific commands and 1 that can be customized. It's a little weird to start with. Gesture control is something completely new and a lot of cars probably are going to get it as standard in very quick time. This is the first time I'm using it for sure, and it's the first time I'm seeing it on a car that's a production model. Now, the 7 Series needs to be the epitome of technology. It needs to be that big showcase when it comes to technology, especially these days, because let's face it, for most buyers, it's really all about all these gadgets and all the fun stuff you can do, isn't it? Driving performance? Sure, every car's just got to have that. So, where's the problem? Are we really looking for that as buyers anymore? No, it's cool stuff like this that gets our mojo going. Yes, that is sad, but the good news, no, great news, is that the BMW 7 Series drives very well too. Of course, I have to say that if you pass somebody in traffic and they see you doing this, they might think you're a little... BMW says that there are 25 new features on the new 7, of which 13 are segment firsts. Now, I can tell you that it's that gesture control that I showed you earlier, which stands out as something completely new. But besides that, you've got a few other things as well. There is a virtual instrument cluster now that's very typically BMW in its styling. but let's not forget the S-Class had it first. And there's also this little panel up here for both the passenger and the driver, which is pretty cool because it's just at a flick that you can kind of play around with the cool or warmth component of the air itself. So you don't have to go down to the climate control. You can just do that on the vents that are facing you. So that's pretty different as well, and certainly pretty cool. There's also the new suspension and overall car behavior control over here with Sport Comfort and Eco Pro, which you know from the old 7 Series, but something called Adaptive as well, which well, literally adapts to your driving style and then regulates the throttle and the suspension and the engine response based on that. So lots going on here in terms of gadgets. The fit and finish is excellent. The quality of materials really shines through. There's wood, there's metal, there's lots of leather, including up here on the windowsill too. The car also has an ambient air package with 8 different fragrances that are inbuilt. You can use those to freshen the car interior. It's not for me, but it is innovative, and yes, the fragrances can be topped up at service. There's also the Ambient Sky Lounge, which reflects the ambient light color of your choice onto an intricate pattern that's pre-embedded into the sunroof glass to give you a special look at night. There's also the Welcome Carpet, a light pattern that illuminates the ground alongside the car at night. So you get your own little sunroof here at the back, and you're in the lap of luxury because you've got all this technology, all this gadgetry. You can control your own air conditioning back here as well. And how do you get all of that going? Well, you can actually use this little detachable gadget. It is a Samsung tablet really, and what you can do is control the various functions from back here, including all the vehicle settings, the driving information, so you can actually play around with the navigation system as well. And besides that, you can of course also manipulate the seats. Now there are different massage functions and different positions as well that you can move the seat into. Besides this, you can of course use this tablet to do a whole lot more. Climate control I already mentioned, sun protection, so everything's open right now, all the little screens, and I can close all of them. There you go, the sunroof's closed, the sun blinds are closed on the windows as well as at the rear, and it's a lot darker now in here, isn't it? Very comfortable, very gadget friendly, and certainly enough to impress most buyers in this space. And I really like how this tablet pops back in. And finally, I want to talk about the new Key Fob. Again, an industry first. The Key has a screen with display that allows you to remotely access your car's information. As I told you, it also lets you park or take it out of your garage, and then there's lots more on it. So there you have it. It's an action-packed, fully loaded and very dramatic package indeed. The 7 Series lives up to its tag in its 6th generation. The car is definitely bold, good-looking, and still drives like a BMW should. And now also has everything you can think of to pamper the most demanding or eclectic buyer as well. So the new 7 Series looking really impressive. Now, you're wondering why I have the Mahindra TUV 300 here with me. Well, I wanted to spend a little more time with this car. Everybody's talking about it, and some of you have, of course, already reacted to my review that I wrote for carandbike.com online. And Ameya was driving the car on the show as well. So we've covered that for you. A few things that I think have gone against the car. Styling, because really, in terms of the way the car drives and its interiors, it is the best yet from Mahindra. It's this expanse of metal up front that makes it look unfinished. And if there was a little bit of cladding that was brought in, and really that's not a function of too much cost, it could be a variant that Mahindra might want to look at. And it'll make the car look a little more rugged as well, because otherwise, in terms of proportion, it really works. It's sub 4 meter, and like I said, it drives well. It has this great ride height. So it's just this, all of this, that's making it look a little bit strange to some people. But yeah, you're starting to see a few of them on the road now, aren't you? React to this car, react to the 7 Series, and anything else you want to react to. You know how to reach me. You can tweet me at Patankar. Let's take a very short break here on CNB. We come back with our winners of the Volvo contest.